We've got the fingers, lovingly holding a finger. And the idea is it's like a good hug or a handshake. There's a sense of connection, not overwhelming, not underwhelming, but just right connection. That's what we're looking for. As we do this, we bifurcate our attention, meaning I'm paying attention to the feeling, the felt sense of me holding my thumb. And then I'm curious about what that does, what that might do. What is my experience? Which means I have to get out of my head, because that's not where the answer is, and into my felt sense of being. And in doing that, I'm already moving energy. I'm already going deeper. So I like to say that the quality with which you listen is like if you were in the woods by yourself and you thought you saw an animal move. What do? You get quiet, you get still, you listen. The next thing that moves is going to catch your attention. That is how we're listening. There's a sustained sense of self-awareness tied into the felt sense of my being that is related to the holding of the thumb in this case. So holding all of the fingers in this way, very useful. You can treat everything through the hands, and that's something that I'll be talking about in more detail in the future. A few other very simple holds, so let me circle back and say we map the body to have 26 safety energy locks that are bilateral on the body. These safety energy locks aren't points as in acupuncture. They're a larger general area, and they tend to be at confluence points where a lot of things come together, because that tends to be where traffic problems happen. We are, well, these safety energy locks, in addition to their location, they have a responsibility, they have a personality. And so there are words, qualities, virtues that are associated with them. So for instance, one very simple self-help that we could do is to hold our 19s. The 19 is at the crease of the elbow, just on the top. So you can put your hands on your opposite crease of the elbow, right here. Yeah. And simply relax. Again, you could use the counting 1 through 36, beginning with 1 is the exhale, 2 is the inhale, all the way to 36. Softening, relaxing, listening as you're doing it. 19 has to do with authority, leadership, how we respond to other people's authority, how we use our own authority. So this is a very powerful hold. It's good for the digestion. It clears the waistline, good for the respiratory function of the body, a whole long list. And we just simply are the dropping of the shoulders and the relaxing into the body. Quieting down, softening, receiving. My recommendation would be 20 minutes a day. Take a little nap, hold your 19s, or any of the points. We'll cover a couple more. It's useful to know that it's cumulative. You don't, even if you can only do it for a couple minutes here and there, it adds up. I'm always holding something. My hands are not busy doing something else. I'm holding a finger. I'm holding a safety energy lock. It feels good. It's calming. It's soothing, and it's useful. So why not? It all adds up. So 19's authority. 22, just below the collarbone. You can either cross hands or have the hands be even. Either way, you can explore and see what you like. This is about acceptance, adaptability, flexibility. good for the liver and gallbladder. It's good for all descending energetic functions. 22s are where we call the hub, where the 144,000 flows in the body gather. Complete gathering, complete dispersal. And my invitation would be to just explore these different holds that we're going to cover. And just notice what it does for you. Notice what shows up, how it makes you feel. Be curious. This is the most important thing. One of my favorite quotes is when Rumi said, "Sell your cleverness and buy back your bewilderment." Be curious. Learning to soften and release is profound medicine. And it's a practice skill, something we learn to go deeper and deeper into. Beautiful. So that's 22, acceptance. And then we can give ourselves a hug and hold our 26s. This is about fulfillment, completion, that which was, is, and ever shall be. In a sense, all these practices, Jinshin Jyutsu, the internal arts, they're ways of preparing the body for spirit. The idea is that if the body is soft and comfortable, then we're able to be still and quiet. And then all the good stuff can happen. But if the body's agitated and uncomfortable, the mind is going to be agitated and uncomfortable. And it's very hard to get clarity in an agitated and uncomfortable mind. So we start with the grossest level, the physical form, and we bring it into harmony. This in turn begins the process of harmonizing the mental body and the emotional body. But it's really so simple, but it's not easy. Anyone who's tried to meditate can recognize that it's not easy to sit still and be quiet. In fact, I've heard it said from a few different people, but all our troubles would go away if man could sit at home and be quiet by himself. But we can't. So we go out and we get into mischief. We chase desires, we get attachments, and we suffer with the chaos of the world. So really, Jinshin is a way of finding a port in a storm, so to speak. It's a way of recognizing, oh, I'm getting caught up in the world, things are getting frenetic. I can hold a finger. Oh, I can hold my 26s. Gives us a chance to take a step back from the moment we're experiencing and regroup, regather, reassess. Most of the time, we're being swept downstream by life, by activity. So the question becomes, how do we get out of the current? How do we circle out of it and find a place? We want to be on the bank watching the river go by rather than in the river trying to get out of its current. And so in a very simple way, all these holds provide us a way to be more embodied, to be more present in the physical body. So we have a space from which to observe the mental and emotional body, to observe the situations that arise and not be reactive. When the body's tight and tired, it's reactive. And when we're reacting, we have no choice. We are at the beckon of whatever the situation and circumstances are. So Jinshin really is a profound but simple invitation to return to the self, to sit quietly with oneself, and to notice, to be curious. letting go of all need to know, to figure it out, to understand. That's just the mind trying to keep you from being quiet. That's what it does. So, yes, a lot of this work becomes about leading people into stillness and silence. There's an energetic thing that happens through presence, where one person can catch it from another. This is what a teacher does. There's two things needed for any of this work: clarity on what the process and practice is. This is the responsibility of the teacher. And then willingness on the part of the student to be willing to show up and do the work. Without those two things, it's hard to get anywhere. So I'm curious what you notice, what you're aware of.
I feel a very deep stillness and peace.
Beautiful. It's that easy. And so, as Mary would say, Jinshin is the technique for when we get out of harmony because we're not living the philosophy. Meaning, the invitation is to live from this space, not to go out and do your thing and then, oh geez, I got crazy, I'm going to go back and do my Jinshin and then go out again. And the idea is, what would it be like to meet the world from here?